Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care podcast and video. I'm Dwayne. I'm a certified RV inspector, and today we're going to be talking about RV collisions and accidents, the main things that cause them, and how you can try to avoid them as much as possible. Most people buy RVs to go out and have lots of fun adventures and make memories with them. But the reality is that any RVer can have an accident almost at any time. In fact, some figures suggest that there's roughly about 75,000 RV accidents every year. That's a large number, but if you compare it with passenger vehicles, well, they often have 6 million accidents a year, so it's a lot less. But remember, there's a lot fewer RVs on the road at any one time. So that 75,000 a year is still pretty serious. Let's talk about some of the main causes of RV accidents and collisions, and then we can talk about ways to prevent them. The first one we'll cover is driving tired. You know, driving a motorhome or towing an RV requires a lot of focus, pretty much all of your attention. And if you aren't alert, well, problems can happen on the road real fast. Number 2 on our list is driving too fast. RV driving is not a race, but you wouldn't know that by the way some RVers drive on the road. So unexpected situations happen on the road ahead of you a lot. I'm sure you've seen that. And if you're driving too fast with all of that weight, well, it can get serious real quickly. Number 3 on our list is tire blowouts. There's lots of examples of RVs that have crashed as a result of an unexpected tire blowout on the road. In fact, there's videos on YouTube about that. A lot of it depends on which tire it is, if it's a steerable tire or not, and so on. But many times blowouts happen not just because of defects, but because of the owners overloading their RV with cargo. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Number 4 on the list is driving in heavy wind. You know, RVs are like big billboards. They're just going down the road. They catch the wind real fast and easy. And if the wind's coming from the side, well, it can move you around on the road. That's not good. Number 5 on our list is being on the wrong road with a large RV. Usually, this has to do with poor planning, and we'll talk about that as well. And finally, number 6 on the list is small accidents. They're not the big ones, they're the little ones that happen because of inexperienced drivers. You know, cutting around a corner and hitting something, maybe backing into a pole at the campground or even on the road. So these are small accidents, and we'll talk about how to deal with that as well. Let's start with the prevention part of our video. And the first kind of accident we talked about was driving tired. How do you prevent that? Well, I recommend stop frequently. You will not know that you're tired usually as you're driving until it's too late. So stop frequently. While you're driving with your RV, get out, walk around a little bit, get that blood pumping. You almost always feel better when you do that. I also recommend to stay fresh when you're driving an RV. I use what I call the 3-3-300 rule. And that is I never drive 3 days in a row without stopping for a couple of days to rest up. I also never travel more than 300 miles in a day, and I plan on being where I'm going by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it always keeps me relatively fresh when I practice that rule. Now, you may even adjust it further and have a 2-2-200 rule, whatever works for you to stay fresh as you drive your RV. Now, the second cause of accidents that we covered was driving too fast. How do you solve that? Well, you slow down. There is no fire that you have to go to with your RV, so there's no need to rush. Most RVs are going to benefit from traveling on the road in the 60 to 65 mile per hour range. Now, that may be much less than you're used to in your passenger vehicle, but the advantage to that is that if something happens ahead, well, you've got a lot more room to be able to maneuver, and your braking will be much better if you're not traveling really fast with all of that weight. So slow down. Number 3 on our list was tire blowouts. And of course, that can happen because of defects in tires. But as I said, very often it can happen too because you're overweighing your RV and putting pressure on the tires that they don't need or want. So what I recommend is know how much your RV weighs. Now, there's a lot of RVers out there that have no idea what their RV actually weighs, but you need to know that figure. There is a figure called the GVWR, or Gross Vehicle Weight Rating, and it's printed right on your RV on the vehicle identification plate. So look for it. Whatever that weight is, that's the most that your RV should ever weigh going down the road if you want to keep it safe. So what I recommend is take your RV to a local CAT scale, find out what it weighs, and then keep it under that maximum figure. Also, I recommend a good tire pressure monitoring system too, because it can alert you to issues that's developing with your tires before they turn into something major. And I've certainly benefited from having a TPS myself. I highly recommend it to you. Number 4 on our list was driving in heavy wind. I keep a real close eye on the weather whenever I'm traveling on the road. I look ahead, not just where I am, but where I'm going. And here's a tip. Don't just look for the steady winds on the road ahead. Look and try to get as much information on the gusts that are happening ahead of you, because it's the gusts that surprise you. They just come out of nowhere and they can really move you around on the road. So if you see heavy wind ahead, maybe it's best to just wait before you travel. Now, if you're on the road and you're going down the road and then all of a sudden wind just starts moving you around and you're feeling uncomfortable, always pull over. Don't push it. Don't risk it. It's just not worth it. Be safe. Number 5 on our list was being on the wrong road with a larger RV. Well, that's often because you just don't have good directions and you're not using a really reliable RV GPS app for directions. A lot of people use Google Maps, and let me tell you, that's just not good for RVs. It's great for passenger vehicles, but not RVs. The one advantage that you can get with Google Maps is it has the satellite feature. So if you're going to go into a campground, you can kind of look at it from the top down, drill down, and see if there's any problems or hazards before you get there. And that's really helpful. But when it comes to directions, make sure that you have an RV-capable GPS direction app. And what I recommend, have more than one. And that way you can compare them and choose the right roads. All right, number 6 on our list is the small accidents that happen due to driver error. Well, how to solve that? get training if you're inexperienced. There's a lot of places that will train you how to drive your RV. But here's a suggestion that anybody can do. A lot of RVers out there, including myself, they went to an empty, large parking lot, or mostly empty, and they practiced driving their RV there. You can find out how your RV brakes, so you learn the distances involved there. You can turn corners with it, make sure you don't cut them off too close. You can back it up and find out how to get into campsites and things like that. Just practice as much as you like until you feel comfortable with your RV. And then that way, when you get on the road, you know what to expect. Well, there can be a lot of causes of RV accidents out there, more than what we've covered, but these definitely are some of the most common. And I hope this video will help you be safe out there and have nothing but fun adventures in your RV. And that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.